We recommend reviewing the setup video to ensure the system has been set up properly before operation. Make sure the drain valve is closed. Remove the lid from the tank. Go ahead and pour in the process fluid. These carboys that we have available from Stirlytech are great for getting in this tight space. Replace the lid. For the startup, begin by making sure the regulating valve is fully loose and turned to the left. Next, we're going to close the outlet valve by turning it clockwise and close the vent valve by turning this fully clockwise. Next, we can open the main valve by turning this counterclockwise and begin to see the tank pressure increase to 2200 psi on the gauge on the right. Now, we can open the outlet valve by turning this counterclockwise and begin increasing the feed pressure by turning the regulating valve clockwise. We're going to increase the feed pressure until this gauge reaches at or above the desired experiment pressure. Today, I'll be setting this to 500 psi. There we go. Begin by turning on the digital panel. The light will turn green. Next, we'll open and unlock the digital tablet. Once the panel has warmed up, we need to ensure we're connected to Wi-Fi and then open the interface app. Now, to operate the skid, I am connected with Wi-Fi using my tablet. You can also connect with Wi-Fi or Ethernet cable using a PC. On the tablet, I will be opening this kiosk browser application right here, which is pre-configured to pull you into the IP address of the skid. Once loaded, select Remote View and then select your unit of choice. First thing we want to do is select the additional information page on the bottom menu and adjust their pressure limit as we see necessary. I'm using a CFO 42 cell with 1000 psi limit, so I will leave this set to 1000. This page also has helpful information on system specifications, how to connect to the HMI with an Ethernet cable, and scaling information. Return to the General Operations page by selecting it on the bottom menu. Next, make sure your line selector is set to the correct line. My cell is connected on line 2, so we can select the right side of the switch to move this over to line number 2. Next, select your flow rate set point to set your desired flow rate. Do the same thing for the pressure set point. To start your experiment, simply press Start. You'll see the flow rate and the pressure values begin to ramp up. You can view a trend line of any of this data by selecting on the gauges. You can do the same for any of the connectivity, temperature, or scale values on the bottom. When you are finished with the experiment, press Stop to turn off the pump and motor, and then reset the timer by selecting the timer. There are 2 programs built in. The first is a set point program where you can set 3 distinct set points, and the skid will walk through each of those set points. The second is a ramp program where you can set a peak flow and pressure. The skid will ramp up to those peak flow and peak pressure over a duration of time. Hold it for a given amount of time, and then ramp down to a final flow and a final pressure set point. If at any point you see an alarm populate here and the light on the front of your digital panel turns red, you can view and resolve those alarms in the alarm page here on the bottom. Now for shutdown. We're going to begin by closing the main valve on the tank, turning this clockwise. Next, open the vent relief valve by turning this valve counterclockwise. Once both pressure gauges read 0 psi, turn the main regulating valve counterclockwise until that is fully open, and then close your outlet valve by turning this clockwise. Next, drain the system by opening the drain valve. The system can be fully drained with the recovery kit. Finally, turn off the main power supply.